Welcome to our Taize service, and thank you for being here the day before Labor Day, right? We're doing service a little differently today. This service, the Taize service, is really about, it's about inner devotion. So silence is a very important component of this service, and so it felt a little strange not starting out with music. We were all a little confused by that, but that's because we really are asking each of you to really go within your heart. And there isn't a talk today, and there are not a lot of prayers, but what there is are readings, and different members of the community will be reading, and Ginger will be bringing musical chants for us. And I would ask all of you, to just keep your awareness within, and especially in the moments of silence, all right, in between pieces of the service, because Taize is really about devotion, right, to that inner presence within us. So whether you're here in person in this room this morning, or those of you who are also here with us through Zoom, I invite you to keep your awareness within, okay, because that's what we're about here this morning. I wanted to tell you just very briefly what Taize is, because it is it's a type of way of being, really, and it was created in 1940 by a Swiss monk who developed a community in France during World War II. So this was 1940, and the principles that it was founded on were ecumenism, which is really universal spirituality, all-inclusive, all traditions, all faiths, even though it was Christian-based. And today it's very much inclusive of all types of spiritualities. And it is a worldwide presence today, including here in New Jersey. And it's very youth-based as well. But the principles are, again, silence and service and just inner devotion and harmony and peace with others. So of course, we're all about that also, right? This service today, we're focusing especially on the readings on religious science. So there is a religious science minister called Reverend Sidney Lehman-Steen, and she is senior minister at North Hollywood Church of Religious Science, and she adapted the Taize service to a New Thought orientation. So the readings are all from New Thought, and you will hear readings from various New Thought teachers. Emma Curtis Hopkins, of course, you will recognize. In fact, that's the theme of the service, is the Radiant I Am, right? So we all are familiar with that, or most of us are. Emma Curtis Hopkins is the teacher of teachers, or was, and she taught many people, including Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, the founders of Unity. So you'll be hearing a reading from them. And Nona Brooks is another one. She was a co-founder of Divine Science. So those are the three different traditions in what's considered New Thought: religious science, Unity, and Divine Science. And just for your information, Ernest Holmes was an ordained Divine Science minister. So enough of history and background. And I would just also remind all of you who are reading today to take your time and be contemplative, and remember that your inner awareness of the divine, you're radiating that forth through the reading for all of us to connect with. All right, thank you. So we'll do a prayer. I invite all of you to just close your eyes, bring your awareness into your heart, and take a nice deep breath. Let's feel our connection to the earth, through the floor, through our feet, right through the floor, grounding into Mother Earth, knowing that all that is the presence of the divine. There is only the one. There is no separation. So there is one with earth with all of the planets in the universe, with all beings here and everywhere. Each one of us in this room, in this Zoom community here this morning, in the greater CCL community, in New Jersey, in the United States, and in every country on the planet. We are all the one consciousness, the one awareness. And as we embark on this service this morning, we keep this awareness, this deep devotion to our inner presence. We hold it within us, even as we are present in a worldly way here this morning in service. Let's all express inner gratitude and appreciation for that divine presence within, knowing that it is the one presence within each of us here today. And please join with me in expressing that gratitude and saying, yes, and so it is.
Yes, so it is.
Thank you. So please repeat after me. In the stillness of this moment, I connect with the inner light.
I connect with the inner light.
I let truth speak through me.
I let truth speak through me.
Proclaiming the glory of the highest consciousness.
Proclaiming the glory of the highest consciousness.
I am forever a part of its being.
I am forever a part of its being.
Here and now, I rejoice in the presence of God.
Here and now, I rejoice in the presence of God.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Okay.
Good morning. The first reading is Emma Curtis Hopkins has long been known as the teacher of teachers. She profoundly inspired and influenced all of what we regard today as New Thought. Her essay, The Radiant I Am, opens with these words. The listening disciple becomes a preaching apostle. Standing at the center of being and looking outward over the world, instruction is received from every quarter. But who has told himself that all the objects he beholds and all their movements are but projections of his own judgment? He seems always to be a learner and a seeker, till at the center of his consciousness, the fact is suddenly proclaimed that he himself produced the world as it appears. Then he no longer listens to information from without. He authorizes from within himself what he would see and hear and touch, even what he would know. I am the power of song, joyous song, that steals in unquenchable smiling through the universe. I am the eternal smile. No other sound but singing, no other voice but joy is heard from this day forth.
I am
Emma Curtis Hopkins wrote, "All the poise that I am, I radiate through the universe, and all things feel the joy and adjustment. This is my ministry. This is my nature. I think this, I speak this, I write this, I live this. I am the power of heaven to every atom and every archangel. The world will persist in exhibiting before you what you persist in affirming the world is. This, too, is good. This, too, is God. This, too, is for me, and I demand to see the blessing in it for me."
This too is good. This too is God. This too is for me, and I see my blessings now. This too is good. This too is God. This too is for me, and I see my blessings now. This too is good. This too is God. This too is for me, and I see my blessings now. This too is good. This too is God. This too is for me, and I see my blessings now. This too is good. This too is God. This too is for me, and I see my blessings now. This too is good. This too is God. This too is for me, and I see my blessings now.
Nona Brooks wrote, "The practice of the presence of God is the whole of divine science." She moved well beyond her old rugged cross roots and proclaimed that we acknowledge but one source from which finds all perfection in the true light of God. Light was Nona's emphasis, and light was also her watchword. In Truth and Health, Fannie B. James stated, "Unfoldment is a great privilege. Each clearer vision expands our thoughts into fuller realization of truth. The light grows clearer, our vision more and more illumined, sees in a new way."
Shine in this Shine in me, Spirit, let there be light, let there be light. Infinite Spirit, Spirit divine. Shine in me, Spirit, let there be light, let there be light. Infinite Spirit, Spirit divine. Shine in me, Spirit, let there be light, let there be light. Infinite Spirit, Spirit divine. Shine in me, Spirit, let there be light, let there be light. Infinite Spirit, Spirit divine.
The ideas that inspired and guided Charles and Myrtle Fillmore early on were found in faith traditions across the globe. Hinduism, Buddhism, and Islamic mysticism awakened in them, especially in Charles, the possibility of unifying spiritual practices, ideas, and wisdom. They co-founded Unity in 1889 as a healing ministry based on the power of prayer and the power of our thoughts to create our own reality. Charles wrote, "We increase whatever we praise. The whole creation responds to praise and is glad." He also wrote, "It is the law of spirit that we must be that which we would draw to us. If we would draw to us love, we must be love, be loving and kind. If we would have peace and harmony in our environment, we must establish it within ourselves." Charles Fillmore embraced Emma's 12 powers of the soul. He expanded it and delighted in it. He also gave us this affirmation: "I fairly sizzle with zeal, energy, and enthusiasm, eager to do that which ought to be done by me today."
God is all there is. All there is God. Raise a voice in devotion. All there is God.
Myrtle Fillmore learned early on about the power of prayer to heal her own health and life. These words of hers changed the course of her life and led both her and Charles to becoming leaders and co-founders of the teachings that are called Unity. I am a child of God, and therefore I do not inherit sickness.
I am a child of God. In the silence now I find I am a child of God. I am free, whole, divine. I am a child of God. In the silence now I find I am a child of God. I am free, whole, divine. I am a child of God. In the silence now I find I am a child of God. I am free, whole, divine. I am a child of God. In the silence now I find I am a child of God. I am free, whole, divine. I am a child of God. In the silence now I find I am a child of God. I am free, whole, divine.
Emily Cady taught that we are heirs to all wisdom, so that we need not, through any lack of wisdom, make mistakes. We are heirs to all love, so that we need know no fear or envy or jealousy. We are heirs to all strength, all life, all power, all good. Emily Cady also taught the blessings and power of true forgiveness. She wrote, "To forgive is to give to give some actual, definite good in return for evil. When we give love in place of whatever seeming wrongs have occurred, we are channels for the divine itself." Make me an instrument
instrument. Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument of love.
Ernest Holmes. We are chemists in the laboratory of the infinite. What then shall we create? He used to say that the teachings he offered were simple, but not easy. It was with clarity, conviction, and love that he presented the world what he knew to be true. We have within us a power that is greater than anything we shall ever contact in the outer, a power that can overcome every obstacle in our life and set us safe, satisfied, and at peace, healed and prosperous, in a new light and in a new life. He employed us to believe, to know, and to live in an active awareness of our innate divinity. We are chemists in the laboratory of the infinite. What then shall we create?
Be still now, be still now, be still now, and know that I am God. Be still now, be still now, be still now, and know that I am God. Be still now, be still now, be still now, and know that I am God. Be still now, be still now, be still now, and know that I am God.
All the power of the universe is with you. Feel it, know it, and then act as though it were true. You are guided by the same intelligence and inspired by the same imagination which scatters the moonbeams across the waves and holds the forces of nature in its grasp. We conclude today's service with this chant based on one of Ernest's meditations found in the Science of Mind textbook. I keep the promise, from page 517, Science of Mind textbook. I shall keep the promise that I have made to myself. I shall never again tell myself that I am poor, sick, weak, nor unhappy. I shall not lie to myself any more, but shall daily speak the truth to my inner soul, telling it that it is wonderful and marvelous, that it is one with the great cause of all life, truth, power, and action. I shall whisper these things into my soul until it breaks forth into songs of joy with the realization of its limitless possibilities. I shall assure my soul.
I shall keep the promise I have made to myself. I will whisper truth to my inner soul. I am one with God. I shall keep the promise I have made to myself. I will whisper truth to my inner soul. I am one of God. I shall keep the promise I have made to myself. I will whisper truth to my inner soul. I am one of God. I shall keep the promise I have made to myself. I will whisper truth to my inner soul. I am one of God. I shall keep the promise I have made to myself. I will whisper truth to my inner soul. I am one of God.
I want to refute two things that were said today. One June just said in her reading, and something I said earlier. And she mentioned about as we conclude this service, and I would really suggest to each of you that you take the silence and the inner devotion that you're experiencing in this moment and take it with you for the rest of the day and throughout your week, because this is the truth of our being, and we know that, but we forget it as we're in our daily lives. And so I would just make that suggestion to you, is don't conclude this service within yourself. Jesus said, I am in the world, but I am not of it, and that's exactly what he meant. So I walk through the world and I do my daily activities, and I know the truth of my being, and it's my inner divinity. And as we think about the offering part of our service today, words don't feel right to me this morning, so I want to just spend a few minutes, maybe 2 or 3 minutes in silence. And maybe, Ginger, you could play, just some very gentle background music, and we can sort of contemplate, you know, what Emily Cady said in one of the readings. She said, giving forth. And that has multiple levels of meaning. And, you know, I would just suggest that we think about what that means to us, giving forth. And to me, it's very circular, you know, giving and receiving. All right, thank you. Thank you, Ginger. It's beautiful.
Yes, thank you. Our offering blessing. Thank you, God, for the abundance that is mine to share. I bless this gift and give it to thee in gratitude and joy, knowing that as I give, I do receive.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I
expressing deep gratitude and appreciation for these gifts and these tithes, expressions of reciprocity and joy, giving forth, receiving, in, through, and around each one of us as a magnificent being, as a member here at CCL, in community, each with the other. In deep gratitude and appreciation, please join with me in saying thank you, and so it is.
Thank you, and so it is.
Thank you, Will. Announcements. Okay, so shifting gears a little bit into the world. And I want to thank everyone who made this service today so profound, really, and so uplifting. Reverend Paul, thank you for joining me in service today. And each one of you who read this morning, Jody and Holly and Ellen, June, Norman, Marty. Did I forget anyone? No, I didn't. Thank you. And I want to acknowledge Reverend Marlene. She's not here today. She's stepping back for a while from her ministry to focus on personal matters, but she worked very closely in partnership with Ginger here to put this service together, so we really want to acknowledge Reverend Marlene. Then, of course, there's Ginger. So beautiful, spiritual, deeply inspiring music, and I mentioned Reverend, the musical lyricist.
Sydney Steen.
Yes, Reverend Sydney Steen created the musical part of this service. Ginger, of course, interprets it so beautifully, so thank you.
Reverend Carol saw her presented at Anthem and then got permission for us to be able to do it.
Yeah,
But then since then, Reverend Marlene and I have also spun off our own creations of different Taize.
yeah,
This is the original that we
okay,
did from
from
Sydney's.
years ago.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, thank you. Reverend Ken moderating our Zoom community this morning, and I want to thank everyone here who has set up the beautiful space today. So Jane and Bob were here early this morning doing setup, and Holly did the beautiful altar this morning. Julia brought refreshments, which will soon be back there, I'm sure. June and Will doing ushering, thank you. And Lauren over here doing pastoral support, serving our Zoom community. And our media team, oh so important. We've got Wayne on Zoom, Marty, John, Keith, Reverend Paul is part of the team, and also Reverend Ken has been chiming in on the team as well. So thank you all of you for making our audio and visual experience what it is. And Reverend Catherine is in there too. Yeah, thank you. Just a reminder, Foundations of Science of Mind class is starting September 10th. So anyone who is not taking that class and is really interested in diving deeply into the spiritual principles of oneness and the divine essence within, which is what Science of Mind is, you might take a look at that class and join us. Reverend Paul and I will be facilitating that class. And as I'm looking around, most of you have probably taken the class, but we would very much welcome you if you would like to come and audit the class. So all you need to do is contact the office and you can register. And the Music for the Soul concert is coming up September 13th. So that's coming up soon. Most of our musicians will be there. Ginger is really coordinating the musicians this year. And we've got Deb Chamberlain and Marcy and will be there. And who am I missing? Dale, yes. and Dale. So it'll be a great time. You can check your newsletter to purchase tickets, or also the homepage of our website. And it was a lot of fun last year, so I hope you can all be there. Also, if you'd like to provide some service to our community, Reverend Paul is seeking some assistance just in setup and breakdown of the event. So, oh, I thought we were done with food. Okay, so anyway, you can speak to Reverend Paul. He's still seeking some contributions in the food area. We're doing light finger food and also just setup and breakdown. And Marty is coordinating our community picnic the following weekend, so that's September 21st. It's going to be in East Hampton in Smithville Park, right by the Butterfly Garden. So we invite you all to join that. The address is in your newsletter, and most of you, I think, know where that is. It's a beautiful park, Burlington County Park, and it's just lovely. Okay. Right, just talking about Mini Mondays quickly. You all know that we've been on a break, but we're starting up again October 7th. And we've had a lot of success with that. Bobby Miles has reinvigorated that program for us. It always happens first Monday, and most of them have been on Zoom, and some of them have been hybrid in person. So we have Reverend Ken doing Introduction to A Course in Miracles on October 7th. And then on November 4th, which is right around All Souls Day, All Saints Day and All Souls Day in the beginning of November, our dear Joanne Holmes will be doing a Death Cafe on Zoom. So it's really, talking about that transitional period in our life and how we can support ourselves and each other in that. And our dear Holly Myers will be giving an in-person essential oils presentation on December 2nd. So right actually in between the holidays, right? Perfect time for that. Just a reminder that Wayne has created an all CCL link, and you can find that on our newsletter. So that will take you into all of our social media sites, our website, everything in the virtual world. You can just find it through that one link. So I invite you to just check that out where it is. That's pretty much it. Yeah, I think we're good. All right, let's circle up.
And if you noticed in your bulletin, we're not singing Peace Song. We are singing What a Wonderful World. This is by request from Reverend Marlene. Okay. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Colors of the rainbow, here we go.